Hi, my name is David Rippy. I am a certified hypnotherapist. This is the chapter Aquatic Life in Atlantis from my book, Meeting Jesus. Enjoy.
Aquatic Life in Atlantis. This 34-year-old female client came to me for a past life regression. She is into Reiki, shamanic practices, crystal healing, and feels she has had lives in other star systems and on other dimensions. The hypnotic induction was left out and starts at the beginning of her death toward the end of her past life regression. David, take me right to your moment of death. Subject, I remember seeing my body that I just left very closely and imagined for a brief second that I could see myself, so my brain was still functioning, so that my open eyes could see my spirit. I watched as my eyes glassed over and became lifeless. I kissed my own forehead and then there was darkness. David, it goes to a darkness. Seeing your physical eyes go flat and lifeless, you know you're in the dark, and as you drift down deeper and deeper, I want you to relax and not be fearful. Allow golden light to surround you as you relax and drift down deeper and deeper. As you drift down, I want you to come to the end of the darkness as the golden light fills the darkness. It will start to dissipate like a dark fog that is lifting, and as you drift down deeper and deeper, you will begin to see all the darkness blowing away like smoke, replaced by the light. As you drift down, deeper and deeper, I want you to tell me what you see. Subject, I see a whole bunch of fish, because I'm under the water. David, why are you underwater? Are you a fish too? Subject, I'm actually a dolphin. David, as you swim along, are you a male or female? Subject, I'm a female. David, swim along, relaxing and enjoying the water. Are there other dolphins around you? Subject, there are 16 other dolphins. David, do you travel around together in a pod? Subject, yes, we are like a family. David, are you enjoying your life as a dolphin? Do you have the consciousness of a dolphin or a human? Subject, I feel pretty much the same as being human. David, even though you took a dolphin body form? Subject, yes, the other dolphins share the same consciousness, the same high intelligence. David, I want you to look around as you're going through the water. How old are you? Subject, I'm 45. David, you're moving through the water and continuing to swim along. Do you know which ocean you traveled to the most? Subject, I think it was the Atlantic. David, does it feel warm or colder? Subject, it's very warm. This is not a present day. David, go on. Subject, Earth was very different. David, let's look at that. We know what Earth's weather is like today. How would you describe the difference between now and then? Subject, there was a lot less separation of continents. There was more like just one land mass. And much more ocean. David, as you're swimming along, do you remember what that land mass was called? Subject, Atlantis. David, it was known as Atlantis. As you're going along, did you swim around that land mass and stay close to it? Subject, it was a very large floating island, and at the center there was this water opening like a lake. Being a dolphin, I can swim underneath the island and come up into this large lake in the middle of the island. There are waterfalls that pour into it from the land, and I can swim from the ocean underneath the land to come up into this lake. David, when you come up into the lake and look around, what can you see on the land as a dolphin? Subject, there are a lot of lush plants, flowers, and waterfalls, not mountains per se, but cliffs with cascading waterfalls and different fruits and edible things. There are very large white birds, like storks or herons. They look prehistoric, and they're very large with lizard-like eyes. There are human-looking beings, and the birds are even bigger than they are. The humans are walking in pairs or small groups, and they're collecting fruit and different leaves of plants. There are smaller animals that appear to be pets. There are no clothes, everybody's naked. David, everyone's walking around naked? Subject, yes. David, looking at the people, if you had to say where this is again, what was this island called? Subject, Atlantis. David, did they live in structures? Did they have anything technological flying around, or was it all very natural? Subject, very natural. I'm not sensing any technology, so to speak, certainly not any machinery or anything like that. The air is very, very pure and good to breathe, sweet almost. David, that sounds good. What did you eat as a dolphin? What did you prefer? Subject, I ate fish. David, it sounds like a very blissful life, I presume. How long did you live as a dolphin? Subject, I lived to be 72. David, did you die of old age underwater? Subject, there was a really, terrible thing that happened. It was a very beautiful existence and, a darker, very masculine race came from the sky, and basically took Atlantis. As a dolphin, I, was very close and good friends with the humans there. I would bring them fish, and in exchange they would give me something, some type of energetic thing. It was like we existed to exist. We existed within pure joy and the love frequency. And that's what there was. David, between you and the humans? Subject, right. David, let's talk about that. Did you communicate telepathically? Symbols or chirps, how did you do it? Subject, it was mostly telepathic. I don't ever remember hearing a human speak. David, so mostly telepathic. Everyone liked each other, and everyone got along. Then something tragic happened. Describe what happened. Subject, there was literally a dark black sky that came in with many black holes that opened up in the baby blue sky. There were puffy clouds, and it was the middle of the day and the sun was shining. Everyone was going about their business, and a bunch of dark holes formed in the sky. And the first thing was, I had this terrible feeling that was coming from within the center of this dark vibration. And it was almost suffocating. Like impending, it was an energy that was a low frequency that threw off the high frequency of the land and the ocean there. It was very forceful and overbearing, and these beings came down not on spaceships, but through portals like black holes that opened up in the sky. As a dolphin, I watched from afar. These dark, very masculine beings completely took over, and they took whatever they wanted. And this darkness fell on the land. David, did they kill a lot of humans? Animals? Subject, it wasn't just about killing, but it was more about overtaking the land, saying this is where we're going to be stationed now. So live like us and be like us, or die. David, did a lot of people, a lot of the Atlanteans, fight the invaders? Subject, they didn't have any means to fight, it wasn't even in their thoughts. There was no fighting, it was more like tragic and sad. David, this was a whole new animal for them, not having the means to defend themselves, and it was never in their thoughts, right? Subject, yes. David, as you go forward as a dolphin, how old are you when this took place? Subject, I was older, it took place at the end of my life. David, did you die because the love in your heart you had for Atlantis was now broken? Did they spear you? What happened? Subject, I think, after that, everything became very polluted. It was much more difficult to breathe the air, everything became a whole lot denser. Already being at an advanced age, it was hard for me to maintain my health, and I died of natural causes. David, let's go right to your death. How old are you again? Subject, hesitantly 72. David, looking at your life as a dolphin and all the great, great friends you had in Atlantis, let's go to your moment of death. Tell me what you see. Subject, I really just see my body. It's on the bottom of the ocean floor. David, do you feel your consciousness looking down at your dead body, seeing yourself? Subject, right. David, what was it like when you died? Subject, at first it was a deep reverence or gratitude for the body itself, as an organic thing. Bittersweet, but it literally felt like finishing a book and snapping it shut. David, where did you go from there? What happens next? Subject, I feel a great pressure from the water. I was down deep. It felt almost like quicksand, and the sand at the bottom of the ocean became like quicksand and sucked me in. And I felt a lot of pressure. And then I felt relief or release and space. Very light and airy. Without a body, it was like emptying out into nothingness. David, that sounds like such a nice ending. Let's leave your death and remember the good times you had swimming with your dolphin family and the great human friends you met in Atlantis. I will count from 1 to 5, and on each number up, you will find yourself becoming more and more awake. As I count from 1 to 2, more and more awake,